So here we are then, we're here for episode number 16 of this F1 2018 career mode. So here we go, we're going to be heading into the next round, which I believe is Russia. Yeah, it is Russia. I've literally just done the practice session. I say I believe it's Russia. It is Russia. I've just done practice and we're looking quick. So we can get straight into qualifying now. And then we'll have the race afterwards. So let's see if we have the pace. A lot more pace, hopefully, than last round out at Singapore. Right then, so here we are. We're going to get out straight into qualifying. We've got everything we need. We've got the Hypersoft tyres. So everything we need to set a good quali lap. So let's get straight out there. Come around the final corner then. Let's see how our lap time compares to Lewis Hamilton's. Oh, we're about 1.5 seconds off of the pace, but I think we can improve on that massively. So I'm going to go for back-to-back laps. I think it could compromise our tyre wear, but I'm confident we can set a faster lap. Come around again, crossing the line, and we go up to 7th place, just 1.1 seconds off of the pace. So I did lose about 3 or 4 tenths over the course of that lap. So we've got a lot more pace in the car. We just need to get it out of it. So let's head straight back out there. Here we go then, we're starting our next flying lap. You can see we've got a monster run out of the final corner. It's giving us a 10th down this straight already, but let's carry on with the lap. Here we go then, we're about 8 tenths of a second up on the time, and now we're only 3.5 tenths of the time we need to get up on pole position. So I reckon that's going to do me for qualifying. Got ourselves a massive amount of time there. The thing was, I was braking too late at the end of the long straight, which goes into that very tight corner towards the end of the lap. So hopefully we'll get a bit more race pace in the race tomorrow, and we're 6 tenths ahead of our teammate Fernando. Alonso has a bit of a poor qualifying, so maybe we're meant to struggle around here. Who knows? But anyway, let's get into the race.
Is here once again for today's Grand Prix. Let's talk briefly about Sebastian Vettel. As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to a power unit component change. So it's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
Everyone has to deal with penalties or reliability issues from time to time throughout their career. You just have to suck up the pain and get on with the job at hand. Today isn't about performing a miracle to put the car back where it should be. It's about effective damage limitation.
So here we are then on the grid. Let's see what we're able to do in the race then. So if we head into the race strategy screen, you can see that we're meant to be pitting on about lap number 4. So we could undercut, maybe get us the leap on the Ferraris and the Mercedes ahead of us, but we'll have to wait and see. So let's get into the race. Right then, here we are starting from 4th place. Let's see what we're able to do. Oh, the lights have gone out a little bit earlier than I expected. We got a massive amount of wheel spin off of the line there. Oh, who's this to our left? It's Sebastian Vettel being really aggressive. We're getting warnings for colliding with him. He's coming past us. Oh, it's so tight coming into turn number 1, and then turn 2's right there. And then who was that on the side of us? Is that Sebastian Vettel there? I'm not quite sure, but we've got plenty of fuel on board the car, so we can run it in rich for a little bit. So let's see, right, we've got ourselves in a good position to try and get ahead of the Red Bulls ahead of us. So we just need to settle down into that rhythm so we get, see what I mean, he's setting the rhythm, we get that little bit of a corner cut. We didn't gain too much time at all, but still a corner cut on our record. So let's stick it in behind Ricciardo. He's tucked in behind his teammate Verstappen, who's tucked in behind Raikkonen, and the 2 Mercedes leading the way. Oh no, it's just the 1 Mercedes leading the way today. So going to stick it in overtake mode, see if we can keep up with them, but maybe come to the end of the straight, we'll be able to go for a move up the inside. I don't think we will. I'm going to turn back down to medium for now. Very late on the brakes, but not too late. I find if you brake a little bit early until you get a better run through here, and you're a lot quicker onto the back of them. As we get out wide there on the AstroTurf, get off the AstroTurf. So we've got Sebastian Vettel right on the back of us. Going to go to the inside. I don't really want to battle with him, but I don't want to lose too much time, you know, with him fannying around. Come up the inside there into turn number 1. There we go, get the job done, keep him at bay, and we can start to push onto the back of these Red Bulls once again. I'm going to put it in hot lap mode, see if we can catch up a little bit through the next few corners. It's Daniel Ricciardo just ahead. Looks like the Red Bulls are going to pounce onto the back of the Ferrari. late on the brake. So you can see Verstappen has forced Kimi into a bit of a mistake there. Maybe we can get past the Finn now, but both Red Bulls are through on the Ferrari driver. We're going to come up the inside. A bit of a late decision, a bit of a dive bomb, but we took the most of Raikkonen being a little bit confused there and a bit like, whoa, Verstappen's just got through on us, and then so did Ricciardo. So while he was a bit bamboozled, we got the job done, and it is Lewis Hamilton in fact leading the way. But for now, we are back up into 4th place where we started. We always seem to get terrible starts off of the grid, but we got both Ferraris behind us, so this could be a bit of a tough one. And you can see actually Fernando Alonso is making his way up through the field, but I wonder if we can catch up to these Red Bulls then. Potentially a team we could go to next season, or Ferrari or Mercedes. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but let's turn on the ERS mode for now and start pushing. So here we go, come to end lap number 3, start lap number 4, which is going to be our in lap, so we need to remember to pit this lap. 1.3 seconds is the gap to Ricciardo up ahead, so only one of the Red Bulls is going to be able to pit on this lap, so naturally we'll undercut one of them, and we'll have to fight the other one for position, but I feel like we'll be able to have the pace in order to do that. Here we go, then we're going to be coming into the pits for the first time, and we're going to be popping on the ultra soft tyres, taking off these hyper soft tyres, and it's Ricciardo who's the one that boxed in. He's the Red Bull that's coming into the pits, so Verstappen's staying out and going on the bit of an overcut strategy. So we'll naturally get the undercut on Max Verstappen, which should help us get right onto the back of him. I mean, we're right behind Ricciardo, who was right behind Max Verstappen, but let's just hope we don't get jumped in the pits now. Let's see if the McLaren team, yeah, he's still out in front of us, but the virtual safety car's been deployed, which is not good. This is going to neutralise the pace, so this is good for Max Verstappen, but it's not good for us because it's going to slow the pace down, so we can't go any quicker, and it's Perez that's got a problem or something. Although we do have about 2.3 seconds as a buffer, so we can go real quick round here. Right, so the virtual safety car's come to an end. We can finally put these fresh tyres to good use, put it in hot lap mode, put it in rich mix, and use the extra grip. Here we go then, come around the final few corners to end lap number 5 as we get out a little bit wide there, lose a little bit of time, but we get away with it as we start lap number 6 now. People coming out the pit, so let's see where the Mercedes is who was leading the race, and it was Lewis Hamilton leading the race, who seems to now be behind us, and it looks like we've jumped Verstappen as well, so it looks like Daniel Ricciardo is now the net race leader, and he is our rival, so that's not good if he wins the race and we finish second to him. So we really need to turn up the wick now, try and close down Ricciardo, who's starting to stretch his legs a little bit, and I think he's got the edge over us for now. So we're now overtaking everyone in the pits, so we're now 1.5 seconds behind Daniel Ricciardo, who is currently stretching out on us by a couple of tenths a lap. So we need to start finding some pace from somewhere, trying to close him down. It's quite difficult really. He's already starting to turn up the wick, so he's not holding back. So let's see if we can start to push a little bit. Here we go, ending lap number 8. The gap is now still 1.4 seconds to Daniel Ricciardo up ahead, so unless he makes a mistake or we can find a couple of tenths or manage the tyres better, we're going to be stuck at this gap. Again, lap number 9, we are 1.3 seconds behind Daniel Ricciardo. We closed in by a tenth, so we are really pushing it, really consistent, especially with the lap times that Lewis Hamilton's setting behind us as well. So we're in a bit deep there. That's cost us a little bit of time, but we're using up almost all of our batteries, so we're going to have to whack the ERS down, try and maintain the gap if we can. Here we go, we've managed to get ourselves in the DRS zone of Daniel Ricciardo. We've been pushing it a little bit harder, and we've been able to close down the gap, and now we've got a bit of a run onto the back of the Red Bull driver. Can we send one up the inside? I'm going to back out of that one, save it for the next straight. If we can just hold on to this DRS zone, then we should be able to do it on the next straight. Here we go then, can we pick up the DRS? It's less than a second, but he's pulled out massively in the final corner, so we might not have enough time to close down the gap here. We've got it in overtake mode, got it in as fast a mode as possible. Not able to close it down yet, but if we can stick with him, we might be able to get the job done soon. Here we go then again, coming on to the next DRS straight. Let's see if we can do it. Pick up the DRS. We've got it in overtake mode. Daniel Ricciardo's got nothing to defend with other than his ERS, and this time I've got his slipstream as well. And here we go. We're going to come flying around the outside, coming into the end of this straight, and we've gone massively deep there, managing to hold on to it somehow. And let's take a replay of that. Check there was no contact in that move because it felt clean to me, even though we were very, very late on the brakes. So hopefully we didn't make any contact as we rejoin the track, coming around the outside, going flying up the inside very late, locking up, and yep, just ran deep, and Daniel Ricciardo couldn't get back at us, but that's allowed. Look who it is bringing into the game. It's bringing in Lewis Hamilton. Here comes Daniel Ricciardo as he exit the replay, trying to come back up at the inside. We're going side by side now, so we were in a perfect rhythm, which allowed us to stay ahead of Lewis Hamilton, but now he's been brought right into the game, as I don't know what's going on here. Now there's massive amount of contact. I'm just trying to hold on to this first place for now, but it looks like we've got a real dogfight for the end of this race, as here comes Lewis Hamilton. Luckily I've got the DRS off of someone. No, I don't have the DRS off of anyone, so that was strange why it popped up down below, but Lewis Hamilton now has taken the lead of this Grand Prix. Let's see if we can get him back. And I can't do anything through there. We've only got 3 laps to go, so let's stick with him, not panic, and we can get him back. Here we go then, got overtake mode and the DRS. Can we get past Lewis Hamilton? The Mercedes engine is obviously a lot quicker than the Red Bull, but I can't see why we can't get right back onto the back of him and maybe challenge on the main straight again. So we're going to get the DRS on Lewis Hamilton, and we've got the overtake mode and the slipstream, but we've got Daniel Ricciardo behind us to deal with as well. So hopefully he just wants to sit in behind, and now we can chase down Lewis Hamilton, maybe get him on the middle DRS straight. That looks like where we're going to be able to get him most easily, but we're going to stick with him around here. Here we go. We took a wider entry, got a little bit of a run, but not a lot. Right, this is where it's crucial getting it right through here. So then we've got to line it up on the straight. Putting it into overtake mode, we're going to get the DRS and the slipstream. Rich makes everything we've got. Let's throw it at him. Going to have to go aggressive. Let's go down the inside. Job done. He's braking late as well to try and defend from us. Not able to get the move done. We're really having to fight for this position here today. We're a lot closer now to be able to get him on this main DRS straight. Let's go put it into overtake mode. In Rich. Gonna get the DRS on him. We're a lot closer. We got the slipstream as well. Come on. This time we've got to do it because we're on the final lap. Again, we're not just catching up enough. Going late on the brakes. Wow, he completely backed out of that. We committed, and then he backed out of it, so we're in the lead of the Grand Prix. We're on the final lap. This is our opportunity to try and take the win. Our first win in our career here. Could we do it in McLaren? I'd have never dreamed of this at the start of our career mode. Here we go. Overtake mode. Rich makes everything we've got to throw it. Hamilton's going to get the DRS and the run. Here he goes. I'm going to limit him to the outside if he wants to do it. He has to go around the outside as he makes contact with us there. Going very deep on the brakes. Just hold it. Come on. Stick it into hot lap mode. Just got to keep him at bay. And Max Verstappen's now joining the party. I'm having to trail brake very late into the corners. Pick up a nice apex around there, but no traction. The tyres are starting to go. Come around the final few corners. Just hold the apex. Don't leave a gap at the final corner, and then hopefully you won't be able to take it as we come across the line. Luckily it's a short run to the line, and we've taken our first win on F1 2018. Let's do this. So here we go. You can see we took our first win with McLaren, and we were so much quicker. Actually, Fernando Alonso got the quicker lap than us. Didn't get the fastest lap overall, but if we take a look at the race director, I think if we take a look at our laps, we were pretty consistent. Let's see, after we pitted onto the ultra softs, 34.6, 34.5, 34.6, 35 flat, 37.5, that's when we're going to a bit of a battle, 35.2, 35 flat, 35.9. So pretty consistent over the course of the race. Take a look at Hamilton's 35 flat, 35.7, 36.1, 34.3, put a monster lap in then. But you can see pretty consistent. Let's see Fernando Alonso's time to compare to ours as a team, 35 flat. So he was doing quick lap times, it was purely... Oh wait, was that the final sector? Oh no, that was a full lap time. It was purely, he just, I don't know, just got stuck in traffic by the looks of things. We got a few, we were on here a little bit of corner cutting in the on lap 1 and 2. We got warned about that, but nothing else really to worry about. Bit of a collision with Vettel at the start, but nothing major. So we went for Hamilton and then 2 Red Bulls, Kimi in 5th, and then 6th place was Bottas. So let's take a look at the standings now. We should close up right to the back. Yes, 17 points off of Max Verstappen. That's good for us. So let's see. Constructors as well, closing it down to Red Bull, but I don't think we'll be able to beat them. But yeah, a win, our first win here in F1. Let's see if we can do anything in the interviews or anything like that. Right then, it's interview time.
Do you think that you learned a lot from your
I think I need to look at Moon. I've learnt that we need to focus on handling of our car. Oh.
It was more like
I won't go that far, but I need things. Those were just friendly nudges. Oh god, McLaren don't like that. Not asking about our first win in F1. Wow, Codemasters, you don't want to know about that. Okay. But yes, ecstatic about that. A fantastic result. Never dreamed of being able to do it with McLaren in the first season especially. Right, so you notice from that, we grew a lot of rep with a lot of the teams, and especially the top 3 noticing that. So we're getting a little bit closer to veteran now, in terms of respect level. But we can start our contract negotiation.
Thoroughly deserved. We were sweating those last few laps on the pit wall.
Let's see if we do it. Right, here we go. Contract negotiation time. What can we do? Let's start a negotiation. Okay, so what we're going to do, we should be first driver, medium team goal. I want... I want this one. I want that one. I want that. And that. Let's see if they accept that. Ooh, a little bit too much for them. Let's get rid of that. I ain't bothered about pit stops. Boom. Negotiation successful.
All that's left is to sign the paperwork.
Cool.
On this new deal from the next race weekend.
So we're going to get 5th and 4th, but I think we can do that. 50% resource point bonus from the race. Simultaneous upgrades and major and minor reduced by weeks what we had before, I think. So poor morale from the chassis department, which is bad because McLaren need them next season. That's not good. We've got a few R&D points to spend, so we may as well spend them now at the end of this episode. We've spent some time adapting some of these. What I'm going to do, we have the best, apparently we have the best powertrain now, so that's good. We could probably do with developing a little bit more rear downforce, so I'm going to go for that. That should only take a week. Oh, we can't do that for some reason. Insufficient resource. Why can't we do this? Oh, we've already done it, that's why. Yeah, we'll go for this one here. 650. Develop that. Get that on the car for next week, which will be good. So that's going to do it for today's episode. If you did enjoy, remember to smash the like button. Share it around with your friends as well, because we got our first win today, so that'll be good. And make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Links to be in the description. But for now, we will see you in the next one.